It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
No fear, no fear, no fear here on Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, each and every day from Phoenix, Arizona, from the studios of Freedoms with an S, freedomsphoenix.com. Now, what we're doing today is we're going to go ahead and talk about the future of Freedoms Phoenix and the radio show and all of our activities. Those of you that have been listening to the show know that we're here for a year. You know, by February of next year, 2012, we're going to be ready to go anywhere in the world. And that has been our goal. That doesn't mean we have to leave, but you want to be ready because things are going to get interesting. So what we've done is we moved up here to the farm. We've started the planting. My wife already has a lot of little crops coming up. I have my tobacco cigar, Freedoms Phoenix, roll our own plot for tobacco. We already planted those in little plant. You know, Gary Gannon and Verda have been helping a lot with the planting and so on, and they got the tobacco going. And then when they get so many weeks old, I think it's like 8 weeks, then we plant them into the field, and we'll have some fun with that. Yesterday was my actual birthday, and my family got me a riding lawnmower. Yay! Craigslist, my favorite thing. So they went and they found a nice little, because man, you know, a couple acres, like man. So they got that, and that's for me and my wife Donna to make use of. That was a very, very nice and useful. Thank you. And of course, you know, all the little kids want to ride on it, but I'm like, it's a mower, man. It's not the same as a little ATV. So we'll go ahead and let Grandpa do that. Now, I want to share with you what the future of Freedoms Phoenix and the show and our capacity will be, and what our plan is, what our plan always was, where we are now, where we're going. We have been in 5 years of beta testing. Well, it's a little bit better than that, but we had a plan, and I certainly did since, 16 years ago, the mid-90s. Once we understood that we could bypass the corporate media, the government licensed, allowed corporate media, then we knew it was all over. It was just a matter of time. Well, that's what we're working on. So this is what we're going to do. Today, there's a lot of things we can talk about, and we'll get to some of the stories. It's just every day. Every day. It's always war. War, 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 war. It's been that way ever since I can remember. Heck, my first memories, I remember growing up, eating dinner around the kitchen table with my family, watching Vietnam. And even as a little kid, you could see it's the same pictures. You know, the same footage. Same. Even as a 6-year-old, you're going, can't they get new video? I mean, seriously? So what we're looking at is an opportunity to regain individual liberty. You know, the promise that was given us. This whole social contract thing they got you believing that you're committed to is, all right. Let's say for a moment that I'm obligated to live under your contract. You know, with a howitzer pointed at my house. You know, whatever. You know, I'm in it, whether I like it or not. Okay, what's the deal? What are the terms? Who are they binding upon? It seems that it's totally binding on us as individuals, but not on them that we're supposed to be contracting with, because what was the deal? The 10 thou shalt nots of government called the Bill of Rights, well, they just whiz right over them with a tank every chance they get. And I had a couple days ago, I had the Captain America radio show guy that's has a colonel, lieutenant colonel, soon to be a full bird, son in Afghanistan. And my men, they want to go to Libya, man. Let's go. We're done with Afghanistan. It's kind of winding down here. Let's go. We need to kill, more people over there. Let's go. Can't wait. Wow. And during the show, hopefully by the end of the show, they saw what I was doing, getting them on record and so on. But, during the show, I got a lot of email. They're like, what the heck, man? Hammer them more. Because I've had him on before. And he's willing to come back. Kind of softens up a little bit. But I think it's more because, well, it's Obama. There's a Democrat in there taking us to war. Well, that's different. He's not doing it right. We need something. But he's sitting there talking about how the Marines in Afghanistan are just eager to go to Libya now. I am of the opinion that this will continue forever. We haven't even got to Africa yet. If we need another theater for us to be able to keep doing war, because these wars aren't meant to be won, they're meant to be fought and fought and fought and spent upon. So I'm okay. What are we going to do? How do we understand? How do we free the next generation? Do they want to be free? Why wouldn't they want to be free? Do they understand what the word free means? What are the benefits of it? Is it something to be feared? In 1993, right at the end of 93, it might even been early, I think it was end of 93, I got my first email account, and it was a gift. It was a gift from a disabled veteran. That was a Marine. What happened when he was a Marine, he was getting out of a armored personnel carrier. It was like a Bradley or something, I think it was. And the hatch came down and hit him on the head. And he had epileptic seizures ever since then all day. I mean, it was like, some small and large, and he just couldn't function in anything. He was a permanent disability. His wife was a nurse. And I think she became a nurse at a VA hospital, but she became an officer in the Disabled American Veteran, I guess they have an organization. Now, in that position, she saw a lot of things and shared a lot with me. And they used to live in Prescott, and then they eventually moved down to Phoenix. While they were in Prescott, 1992 was when the Ross Perot thing started. I used on Larry King, and here we're going to go kick butt. Everybody gave me $5, I'd do, and boom, it exploded from there. At that time, I was in a lawsuit with the state of Arizona for 44 election laws. I saw where they could get away with all. Once I realized in economics, my father's company and so on, what they were doing, I could see how they did it. How'd they get away with all this stuff? They eliminated competition before it started. Election law. So I focused on that. Not because I gave a crap about elections and voting and all that kind of stuff. I could just see that you had to detail to the people just how jacked up the entire electoral process was. They were guaranteed not to have their voice heard. What they were guaranteed to do was to be able to vote for communist, fascist, collectivist, statist, authoritarianist, we rule you-ist candidate A, B, or C, or whatever, but it's one that we pick for you. You get to have what color, paper you get to write on or something. I mean, yay. It's just a color, a brand, a suit, a style. But in the end, same people in charge. All right. I wanted to make sure everybody understood that. During that process is when Ross Perot's effort came. Everybody wanted to know what, I had Ross Perot's attorneys coming from Texas to meet with me and all the people. And I said, I'll fall on the sword to have the right to not vote for Perot. Okay, getting on the ballots thing, all that's cool. But other than that, I couldn't care less. I'm still voting. So that started me on a path that I understood what was coming. It was technology. That's where Wired magazine came in. That's what they were thinking right about the same time, maybe a little bit earlier even. When we come back, we're going to talk where Wired and Freedom's Phoenix and our dream for the future is starting to overlap. We're done with phase one. There's more phases to come, and we're going to detail it today on the show.